Hi, everyone. My name is Beth Elkassih, and I, first of all, want to thank Haley for giving me this opportunity to share these last 15 minutes with y'all, and I hope to leave with you a memorable experience, and I'm all about having fun, okay? So let me get started, all right? I am the creator of Made You Smile Back. I am a professional blogger and author, and I am also a happiness lifestyle coach. And I help men and women all over the world, providing personalized encouragement and inspiration to reclaim their happiness and become the best versions of themselves when facing life struggles. I am so excited and delighted to have you here with me. I am thrilled to be a part of the Women's Entrepreneur Network 2020 Summit. I want you to be a part of something like you have never experienced before. I want you to experience Made You Smile Back. Let's face it, life can be brutal at times and get you down. No one can be on a life journey without getting through some pretty tough times, right? And trust me, I've been down that rabbit hole on more than one occasion, so I know how you feel. This talk is for you if you are facing life difficulties. How many of you are listening today and feeling down and or depressed? How many of you are experiencing sadness or ongoing grief? How many of you are dealing with anxiety issues? Or how many of you have simply lost that sparkle you used to have? And as online entrepreneurs, especially as women, it's so easy to get overwhelmed and frustrated from time to time, being a multitasker, wearing several hats. And I don't know about you, but I put in more than 8 hours a day, so it can be overwhelming. And sometimes you need that breathing technique that wonderful Myrtle shared with us earlier. But it is my desire today to encourage, inspire, and share with you an incredible, memorable experience. An experience you will see and feel a noticeable paradigm shift in learning how to reclaim your happiness, to find yourself again while facing unexpected everyday life struggles. You will be able to reclaim your happiness. You will be able to find yourself again, and you will experience joy again while facing everyday life difficulties. But first, let me share with you my story. I'll never forget the time in my life where I struggled through what seemed like an eternity. For several months, I suffered from depression, and more specifically, acute postpartum depression. And I remember on this one particular Friday afternoon, sitting on my living room sofa with my 1-month-old infant baby and asking myself, why can't I just be happy again? Why can't I get back to the cheerful, happy-go-lucky self I used to be? Why was I feeling so down and discouraged when instead I should be grateful for all that I have? For whatever reasons, I was just having a hard time coping this day, knowing all the added responsibilities of caring for an infant, being a full-time wife, and a mother to a 6-year-old and a 15-month-old toddler. And on top of that, I was still recovering from complications of a rather traumatic birth of my third daughter at age 41. But on that particular day, it was 4 o'clock. And as usual, I would hypnotically just grab the remote and turn the TV on to my favorite talk show, Oprah. And as usual, I ended up not really paying any attention to the program. Instead, I just found myself literally just both physically and mentally sinking down into a dark abyss. This day was more trying than others, and I couldn't help from missing my mother. You see, she had passed just 6 months prior and unfortunately was not able to be present at my daughter's birth, and it hurt a lot. And just like clockwork, my husband arrived home a little past 6:00 p.m. "So Beth, what's for dinner?" He startled me out of my stupor, and I realized I had completely lost all track of time. And of course, dinner was the furthest thing from my mind. I could tell he was annoyed. It wasn't the first time, believe me. And when he saw me, he knew I was again, for the umpteenth time, feeling overwhelmed and down on myself. But on this day, instead of being his usual patient self, he had had enough. "Beth," waving his hands while he took a seat next to me on the sofa, "why can't you just snap out of it?" I remember sitting there looking at him through the wet tears streaming down my face and softly retorted back, "Don't you think if I could snap out of it, I would? Do you think I really want to feel this way?" And in that moment, I realized that I needed to embrace my situation, and I decided to do everything I could do, whatever it took, to crawl out of that dark rabbit hole I found myself in. For me, knowledge is power. And I spent a lot of time later on devouring all the self-help and positivity books I can find on the market. You know the ones, right? Tony Robbins, the Wayne Dyers, Deepak Chopra, Mel Gibbons books. And I remember I would watch YouTube video after YouTube video, trying to find out as much as I could about this crazy, elusive nature of attaining happiness. But you know what was even more disappointing? When I went on the internet and I typed into the Google search bar, "I just want to be happy again," all I got was pure disappointment. Oh, sure. There were the usual mental health websites, like, for instance, Mayo's Clinic and some other psychology type websites. But they all provided was just information on how to find out if you're depressed, and others listing all the various symptoms and a questionnaire to take. Well, I don't know about you, but I didn't need to find out I was depressed. I already knew I was depressed. What I was looking for, what I was trying to find, was a solution, a plan of action on how to reclaim my happiness and how to find myself again while in the midst of facing everyday life struggles. So in the next 5 minutes or so, I'm going to share with you a roadmap outlining powerful techniques to help you reclaim your happiness and to find yourself again. You see, the solution to this overwhelming problem of being down on ourselves is discovering and learning effective strategies that I'm going to share with you. And when done conscientiously and successfully, it shall give you the experience of changing your state of happiness from where you are now to a much higher level. And yes, I will make you smile back. I believe that everyone deserves to be happy. I believe we all can reclaim the joy back into our life that we deserve to have. And I'm going to show you how. By learning these 5 powerful strategies that I'm going to summarize briefly, you will reclaim your happiness to resurface by putting yourself first back into your life. So grab a pencil, okay, maybe your iPad, take notes, and let's begin feeling better, shall we? Here's the summary. Action step number 1, being grateful and actively practicing gratitude every single day. Action step number 2, being mindful. You must live in the present and practice mindful awareness of all life's simplest pleasures all around you, just waiting to be acknowledged. Action step number 3, we must let go of negative thoughts. You must learn to forgive and simply move on. Action step number 4, being a part of something bigger. giving of yourself to others, and the importance of practicing daily kindness. And action step number 5, this is my secret sauce. And I can't wait to share with you what it is. But to find out, you're just going to have to wait until I do that big reveal. Okay, the 5 action steps to reclaim your happiness and get back to yourself are as follows in more detail. Detailed action step number 1, being grateful. When you have gratitude in your life, you begin to realize all the goodness in your life. Did you know that by expressing gratitude, it releases healing powers? It helps you to become energized with positive feelings and literally can change your life. And to experience the self-healing, I need you to start the practice of jotting down 3 things you're grateful for each and every morning in a journal or notebook before you start your day. And when you do this at the beginning of each day, you set the remaining stage of your day with peace, and it creates a vision for the rest of the day. Detailed action step number 2, being mindful. Bring mindfulness into your day. Mindfulness is a key skill for happiness, and we can do it wherever we are. You must live in the present. Stop replaying negative events over and over again in your head. Stop overthinking. And don't worry about the future. It hasn't even arrived yet, right? You need to learn to appreciate everything good in your life. Accept and celebrate everything. Be open to the serendipity nature, the ebbs and flows of everything around you, and learn to appreciate the small stuff. And finally, take a step back and observe yourself in the moment. Instead of always reacting, do whatever you're confronting and learn to respond instead. And when you do this, discover how to approach life in more harmonious ways. Okay, detail action step number 3. We've got to let go of negative thoughts. You must learn to forgive and forget and simply move on. I don't know about you, but I just feel that holding a grudge against someone takes an enormous amount of emotional and physical energy. And you know what? It's simply not worth it. Forgiveness allows you to exchange that negative energy into something more positive for yourself. It's freeing. And I also want you to realize just how unique and special each of you are truly. Try to spend less time pleasing others and more time pleasing your higher self. And yes, I give you permission. Remove all the toxic people from your life and hang out with like-minded, positive-oriented friends and family members like yourselves. Detailed action step number 4, being a part of something bigger. Be intentionally kind. Another way of reclaiming your happiness and to get your smile back is to simply follow the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do to you. How about doing a random act of kindness? Go out of your way to help someone. You have no idea how much happiness and self-worth you can gain. And it can be as easy as giving a bottle of water to a homeless person or paying a simple compliment to anyone you come in contact with in the grocery store, even if it's a total stranger. And also, I want to remind you, kindness is also being respectful to others. You know, sometimes it's just better to let the other person be right once in a while. And when you do this simple action, you will smile back inside of yourself and immediately feel humbled and blessed for doing so. And the most powerful action step of them all, detailed action step number 5. This is the secret weapon that made you smile back, guarantees. And when you do this one simple step, you will be able to reclaim your happiness again. You will come back to yourself, and it will bring you a smile. It's very simple, really. Laugh more, and you will smile more. You've heard it before, but I'm going to remind you anyway. Laughter is the best medicine. It too releases those feel-good endorphins. So let me ask you all listening today, when is the last time you had a really good laugh? And I'm talking about a deep down belly laugh. And if you haven't seen the YouTube version of the delightful Chewbacca lady from Star Wars, I encourage you to go to YouTube immediately and watch it. It will definitely have yourself laughing. You will be grinning from ear to ear with the biggest smile ever. You'll thank me later, trust me. So let's reclaim our joy and happiness. Don't let life struggles, depression, sadness, or anxiety rob you any longer of the true joys of life. We all deserve to be happy and have joy. Yes, it is a choice you have to make, and it is a skill you can develop each day with practice. You should decide to have your inside match what you show on the outside. And with these action steps, when they are implemented correctly and consistently, you will find an overwhelming wave of happiness energize through your entire body, and you will immediately begin to feel significantly better. And your heart and mind will see that the future is full of joy and opportunities become the best you possible. To be that happy self you were before, but now at an even higher level. This is part of the Made You Smile Back experience that I wanted each of you to feel, and as a gift from myself. Again, I want to personally thank Haley Gray for giving me this opportunity to present to all of you at the end of this first day of this wonderful, informative, and successful summit. Thank you, Haley. And for those of you who want to find out more, it's really simple. You can remember me as madeyousmileback.com, and everything you need to know about me is there. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Beth.
Because you blow my heart up, I'm so